So I just wanted to talk about all that to you guys, and that'll be soon once I get my life together, because it's not together right now. Morning guys, and happy Wednesday. We are headed off to the twins school. This little man has been super needy and fussy. He doesn't want me to do anything this morning, and typically times like that I just don't want to pick up the camera because it's not like, oh, my kid's crying, let me pick up the camera. We've been having a rough morning, but now we're all gonna get in the car and we're gonna go to school.
Time to find my glasses. Where did I put them?
Oh,
mine is in the car.
okay.
Where's mine?
I don't know.
Maybe they're in the car.
Okay, we'll check. I figured I would do a little mom OOTD before school drop off. I got my Just Fam shirt. I love the detail on it. I got my mom joggers. I got my little sneaks. And if you haven't had time to put makeup on, just throw some big sunglasses on there and you're good. Going into school with brother and sister. Do you guys know one day he'll go to school here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always do everything.
Oh, you already know everything? Oh, good. We are back home and I'm going to unload Lincoln. We're probably gonna play up in the playroom for a little bit and then he will take a nap. Daddy at 11 has to report, well, Louie, not your guys' daddy. The kid's daddy. Sometimes I call him daddy. He has to record a podcast at 11. He's gonna be on somebody's podcast, which is super cool. So I gotta keep the other kids quiet. It's actually during Lincoln's nap time, so it'll be perfect. I'll homeschool with Tatum. I know a lot of schools right now are looking to enroll like preschools for the next year, for this fall, and I wanted to sit down today and I wanted to give you guys some advice. I don't want to like tell you what to do, but I want to tell you like what's worked for me and all of that. So soon I'm going to sit down during this video and we're going to talk about preschool and why I put my kids in preschool and how many days a week I do. And this is just going to be my case, obviously. There's so many different preschools you can choose from. There's 5 days a week, there's 3 days a week, there's 2 days a week, there's actual preschool programs, there's Mother's Day Out, there's the time. Some have between 9 and 12, and then some have between 9 and 2, and then some have like 9 to 4. So we're going to talk about all those different types of preschool. Erin Williams is the one that started talking about it on her Instagram, and she was asking for advice, and I thought, I've never talked about it on our YouTube channel. I don't know why, but I've already had all my kids go through the cycle except Lincoln, and he should be enrolling. So I just wanted to talk about all that to you guys, and that'll be soon once I get my life together, because it's not together right now.
Mama.
No, say dada.
Mama.
Dada.
Mama.
He goes through these phases where he says mama a lot and then he says dad a lot. Where's your hair? Good job. Where's Lincoln's mouth? Good job. Where's your ear? No. Where's your ear? That's your eye. Where's your ear? This is your ear. That's Lincoln's ear. Good job. Where's your nose? Oh, not the hole. Good job, Link. You're so smart. I am putting laundry away. Louie is working with Tatum, homeschooling while he works. I'm going to put Sissy's clothes away first. I was just up here and I was putting a lot of them away so she doesn't have much. Lincoln threw them all off the bed yesterday and so they got all messed up.
Yeah.
Good job. Uh-oh.
Thank you so much to you.
Alright, I'm gonna have this. Louis still on the podcast, so I have to be quiet. I just put Lincoln down. He was getting so fussy. He's been fussy lately. He's getting his bang teeth, so I'm trying to stay out here to see if I need to go and get him, but I'm starving.
What are you doing?
How long are you gonna pee?
Oh, that was like a 3-minute pee. Oh, avocado.
I just got your son to bed. He was so grumpy. How did the podcast go?
That was the coolest podcast I could have picked to be the first one that I've ever been on.
Oh, really?
The lady is, she teaches celebrities how to improve their voice, right?
Singing?
No, just talking.
Oh.
Right? How to connect with people a little bit more.
Oh.
So I was on there, she was like, so you just recently did a presentation? I'm like, yeah, yesterday. And I'm like, I'd love to get better at how I speak.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, sorry to put you on the spot. Do you want to do part of your presentation? And I'm all, okay.
So what did she analyze about your voice?
She was like, do a couple of minutes. So I did the first few slides, and she's like, okay. She's like, you're a thinker. She's like, you think a lot. I'm all, how does she know that? She's telling me that. She's like, yeah. She's like, you're almost there. She's like, you just got to connect with the emotion. She's like, you're putting a wall up. You can say it in a different way. She's like, so do it again. Give a little bit more passion behind it. Know your tempo. So I started again. And then I'm like, I mean, look, behind me, there's this map and I've got 23 licenses coast to coast. She's like, okay, stop right there. She's like, no, pause. And she says, do that again, but then when you say because, pause. And I'm all, okay. So I try it again, and then I'm like, because, pause. And then she's like, good. Now start off quiet, and then build it up, and then pause, and then say it. So I'm like, all right. DC, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, coast to coast, I can do loans, and that's important because money doesn't change.
That's good. That's good.
This lady's
sleeping.
This lady's teaching me how to use my voice in a dramatic way.
Oh God, guys, get ready for it on the vlog.
Drama. I'm gonna start doing more pauses.
No, because the pauses are what I edit out of the vlog. when we go from word to word, if you guys ever see it's jumping, because either there's a pause or like a breath or something that I'm like, okay, let's not waste your time. Louis says when he talks to me, he's gonna start using more pauses. But Lincoln's sleeping and this mama needs a shower.
Shower up.
I can't be going back to preschool looking the same way I did this morning.
Why?
1 hour later.
I got a shower, but now it's time to leave and pick the twins up. So I'm gonna go pick them up. Tatum's gonna stay here and finish homeschooling. Lincoln is napping and Daddy is working. So yeah, let's go. I will say today it felt like I didn't have a lot of time to get stuff I needed to get done. Sometimes the 5 hours goes by fast when the twins are in school. So that's why I wanted to sit down and I wanted to talk about that. But I'm a little late well, I'll actually be right on time when I get to the twins' school, so I won't have time to talk to you guys in the car, and then it'll probably be a little loud until I get the twins to wind down once we get home, because on days that they go to school, they're exhausted when they get home. But I did want to sit down and talk to you guys about preschool and all of that, because I do get a lot of questions on why we decided what and what should we do, what works for our family. So I'm going to give you guys all different perspectives. I picked up one baby. I picked up another baby. Ooh.
I'm not a baby.
Okay.
I'm a kid.
Okay, you're a kid. I'm sorry. You're one stylish kid, though.
Babies are tiny.
Oh, babies are tiny?
And I'm not tiny.
Are you up? Hi, Lincoln. He looks like such a big boy with his haircut. Guys, Louis not in his robe at 5 o'clock.
I've been in my robe.
Well, I'm saying he's in clothes.
2 hours later.
All right, guys, I changed because I needed to get a little warmer. With us going outside and the sun's getting ready to go down, we're going to Tay-Tay's at baseball practice. They don't usually have practice on Wednesdays, but they want to do some extra batting, so we're definitely gonna go, but we're gonna stop and have dinner before. So it's a little cool outside to where you do need a jacket, especially when the sun starts going down. And so Louis' jacket that he normally wears, I just washed it because I was gonna put all the coats away, because why do we need coats anymore? And I was like, Lou, use the jacket that I got you. I bought him this jacket and I thought, like, it's amazing technology. It takes the body heat that you have inside of you and it, like, you know, puts it all over your body. Louis, what do you have to say about this jacket?
I'm burning from the inside out. My organs are boiling.
So,
I'm sweating on the inside.
do you not care for this jacket?
Babe, it's so hot right now. Oh my God, it insulates like I wish
Guys,
my house insulated.
It's like,
Oh my God, it has solar energy inside of it. I just got a suntan from the inside. Woo!
I call him quite dramatic,
So
but guys,
hot.
he does this every time he wears it.
It's the hottest thing I ever had to wear. About to dehydrate in this.
You guys, literally, he's not doing this just for the camera. He does this every time he wears this jacket.
This is really.
We're stopped at a light, guys. He can take it.
Oh!
Oh my gosh, you just...
Why are you assaulting me? Feels like July or August.
Cha-cha-cha. Ooh la la. Daddy crushed his. Tatum is crushing his burrito. Sissy and Camden crushed theirs. Lincoln crushed his. Mommy crushed hers.
I've been looking for a way out. I can't find my way now. I just need you by my side. Lately, I've been thinking, baby, we could get away and never look back. Never look back. Never look back. No. Never look back. Never look back.
We are back in the car. We have a tired toddler and a little girl that needs to go potty. The bathrooms were locked. So we need to get home and go potty.
And
Do
then
nighttime routine. And yeah.
1 eternity later.
All right, y'all, we got home. We put Lincoln to bed. Tatum fell asleep because he's the only one that didn't nap today. The twins napped. So they're up, staying up a little bit later, and I'm going to start working on the vlog. Daddy is ironing his clothes, so they're ready to go in the morning because he has a business meeting in the morning and he's gonna cook everyone tacos. So he has that. He went to the store to get all the stuff and he's like, I don't have time to make like homemade beans. So he's like, I'll just buy canned beans. It's not the same, but whatevs. And Cassidy, so he comes home with all these beans. I'm like, you think you bought enough beans? And then Cassidy, I'm washing the dishes and she comes out there and she turns, you know, she's a little nosy Rosie. So she turns all the cans around and she goes, whoa, that's a lot of beans. So I said, go tell Dad. Let me show you how many beans this man bought. He's cooking food for 20 people and he's got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's see how many ounces are in this. This is 53 ounces, so this is 106 ounces of beans plus 27 times 6. So you guys do the math. Louis, 27 ounces times 6 is what?
144.
144. That is, yeah, 144? Plus,
divided by 20 is
no,
7 ounces
no.
of
That's
beans per
only,
person.
no, that's only the 6 cans you got. And then you got 2 big ones that are 53 ounces each. So that's 106.
Oh.
So 252 ounces of beans. Times that by 20 people is...
Divided by 20 people, that's 20 ounces a person. Or 10 ounces a person.
Normal intake of beans.
You've met your 2,000 caloric intake. You got all the you get all of the protein and all of the gas. So.
You're gonna give everybody gas tomorrow. Don't mind that H. It's kind of. Can you just hit it a little bit? It's a little misplaced.
Yeah, I can do it right after I'm finished doing something actually important.
Tomorrow for sure.
Alright guys, as you can see, it is the next day. I didn't get a chance yesterday to film this clip, but I really want to add it in today's vlog because I built up to it, and then if I just left you guys hanging, I would be like, well, that was kind of stupid. So I wanted to add this in. Of course, we are still filming a vlog for tomorrow. I'll just be dressed the same. As far as preschool goes, there are so many decisions. I get asked a lot what I decided and what options are out there. Of course, do your own research, find what fits your family best. What fits our family may not necessarily fit your family. This is all my opinion and what our family has done. I have 4 kids. Tatum is the oldest. He is 7 years old and he is in 1st grade. The twins are 5 years old and they are in preschool right now. They start kinder in August if we choose to homeschool them or public school them. We are not sure yet. And then Lincoln is 1.5 years old. He does fall in to starting preschool or Mother's Day out this coming fall. We have actually decided to not put him in. I have always put my kids starting in at 2. Now my kids always been older because their birthdays are all in January. Lincoln is our 4th kid and his birthday happened to fall in August. So he's gonna be right on the cusp where he could be either really early or we can hold him back. It just all depends what we decide on. Right now it's time to sign him up if we wanna put him in just like we did all the other kids. However, I'm not ready to do that. I feel like he's too young. I feel like it really makes a difference because if it was like my other kids, they would all have 1 more year before they started the 2s class. So they've always been the oldest in their class, if that makes sense. As far as Mother's Day out in preschool, there are a lot of different options. There are the number of days you put them in, the number of hours they actually go to school. They vary. The most they can go is obviously 5 days a week. The least amount of days I've ever seen were 2 days a week. We actually do 2 days a week. It's just what our school offers. If I had the option to do 2 days versus 3 days, with the twins now, I would probably do them 3 days just to get up to that classroom type setting where you go a little bit more. The church that we decided to put our kids in is only 2 days and it's worked out just fine. You can do 2 days, 3 days. Normally it's either if you're 2 days, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. The twins this year are a little different. They go Monday and Wednesday, which is fine. But mostly when the kids go 2 days, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, or you can pick 3 days, which is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or you can do 5 days a week, or you can do 4 days a week. I mean, it just really depends what school you pick for your child. For our family, we've always done 2 days. I feel personally like my kids are going to grow up so fast, and you don't really understand that as a first-time mom. People would always say, they're gonna grow up so fast, they're gonna grow up so fast. And you hear it, but you don't necessarily think that it's true in a sense until your kids grow up extremely fast. And I look at Tatum now and I'm like, he's so tall, he's like a little man now. He's about to be in 2nd grade, and where did the freaking time go? So I feel like they grow up so fast after having 4 kids. I don't really personally want to put my kids in more than 2 to 3 days. I feel like if I was to put them in 4 to 5, they're going to have that type of classroom. If you do put your kids in school, first homeschool, I don't want to get into that topic, but if you do put your kids into the school system, they are going to be there 5 days a week. From our school is 7:30 to 2:45. That is a lot of school. If I got to pick to keep them home a little longer when they're little versus putting them in 4 to 5 days a week, I'm going to do that because they're already gonna have that type of classroom setting until they graduate high school and then go to college. If they decide to go to college, like, there's so much schooling to be done. Why put our kids in longer than we have to, unless your situation's different and it works for your family to put your kids in 4 to 5 days a week because you work, or both you and your husband work, if you work from home, because we understand as work from home parents, especially Lewis, he understands how quiet he needs the house in order to make phone calls because it's not professional for a kid to be screaming in the background. So it is what works best for your family. To me, it was all about how long our kids were going to be in school that made me choose to put them in 2 days because I felt like they're only little once, and some parents may even pick not to put their kids in school. I feel like if Louis had the decision, he wouldn't have even done preschool because they're only babies for a short amount of time. The number of days all vary, just depends on what you want. As far as hours and how long our kids go, all vary. I know there's some schools that go from 9 to 12. There's some schools that go from 9 to 2. And then there are some schools, more of the 5 days a week programs go from 8 to, I believe, 3 or 4. Those are more so for like the working parents that need their kids in school throughout like a work day because they work 9 to 5 or whatever, so on and so on. For me, I never even considered the 9 to 12 because I literally felt like that was too fast. There's so much preparation to get your kids ready for school. The lunches and the getting ready and the taking the shower and the brushing their teeth, the same things they do on the daily basis, but it's cut by you gotta do this by 9 o'clock, right? So I felt like if I was gonna do all this preparation to get them into school and to go to school at 9 o'clock, if I was gonna basically drop them off and then turn around and pick them up at 12, I didn't feel like that was enough learning for them to do because I was already feeling like I just dropped them off and then I would be going and picking them up. Now, one of the reasons we do put our kids in preschool is 1, for them to get the socialization, 2, for them to learn, and also so I can do stuff around the house because when you have 4 kids, you don't have a lot of time to yourself. And if I need to edit videos, clean the house, go grocery shopping, it's a lot easier to do when I just have 2 kids rather than having all 4. If I was to put them in just 3 hours, I would feel like I was not getting anything done because I already feel like that when I have 5 hours because I come home, by the time I get ready, but the time I clean the kitchen, the time I go grocery shopping, there's already so much to be done within that certain amount of time. But 5 hours has worked for us. I don't think I would do any longer because there's no really added time we need on there because Louis and I, we both have a pretty flexible schedule. Obviously, I have a super flexible schedule. So thankful that Louis has provided me that ability to be able to stay at home and, you know, be able to pick them up at certain hours of the day. His schedule is pretty flexible in a sense that he makes his own schedule for work, but you never know when a new call is gonna come in, a new loan is going to, you know, need worked on, or a new client he needs to meet with. So for him, it's always been convenient for us to pick the kids up at 2 because honestly, when they get home at 2, they're already exhausted. That was the one downfall. I don't wanna get into the topic homeschool versus public school, but that was one of the downfalls I felt when we did have Tatum in kindergarten is he would come home at 2:45 and be exhausted because of how much they did throughout the day. Now, do I think it's good for them? Yes, I think they get that energy out that they have built up inside. But he would come home exhausted. The twins already come home from school and they're exhausted. So I couldn't imagine them being in a 7 to 3 program every day. So we just decided to do 2 days a week for 5 hours each day. And yeah, that's what just worked for our family. Now, there are all kinds of different programs you can choose from. You can choose from a daycare-based setting, or you can choose to go the church route. We've always done the church route. If you do the church route, they are going to, you know, have chapel time, or they're going to learn about the Bible and about God and all of that. So if that is not your preference, then I would just stay away from the church route. I don't feel like, in my personal experience of what the church programs have taught my kids, is like suffocating them with it, but they have learned a lot about it, and most of the songs that they sing are church-based, and to me, I've really enjoyed that. If you do go the church route, I have found that it's a little bit cheaper in a sense than an actual daycare. The daycares were a little bit more pricier because they were having, you know, more days a week and stuff like that. So that's just what's worked for our family. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, and I hope this answers any questions that you guys have. And again, it is ultimately your decision. You will find the best program that works for your kids, and when you do find that program, it'll melt your heart as a mom. Like our program that we chose for our kids has truly, you know, taught my kids so much and has meant so much to our family. So we hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. We hope you have a great day. We hope you have a great night, and remember, it is always today. Bye, guys.